Have you ever been deeply hurt by a woman you truly cared about? Maybe she betrayed your trust, belittled your feelings, or suddenly became distant, leaving you lost in a whirlwind of confusion and frustration. The pain of such experiences can be overwhelming, making you question not just her intentions but your own worth. It's a harsh reality that many men face, and without the right approach, it can lead to emotional turmoil, self-doubt, and unnecessary suffering. But here's the critical truth: your response to her actions defines your strength and self-respect. Will you allow the pain to consume you, or will you use it as a catalyst for growth and self-mastery? Many men react impulsively, driven by anger, resentment, or desperation, only to find themselves in an even worse position. But what if you had the right mindset and strategies to turn the situation around, not by controlling her, but by regaining control over yourself? In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 powerful ways to handle a woman who has hurt you, not through manipulation, revenge, or games, but by cultivating self-respect, emotional intelligence, and unshakable confidence. This is about setting clear boundaries, understanding your worth, and ensuring that you dictate the terms of how you deserve to be treated. Before we dive in, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're ready to reclaim your power, drop a comment below saying, "I choose self-respect." Let's begin. Number 1. Command your emotions, or she will. One of the most common mistakes men make when a woman hurts them is allowing emotions to dictate their actions. Feelings of anger, betrayal, or desperation can push you to react impulsively, begging for explanations, lashing out, or sinking into self-pity. These emotional outbursts not only damage your dignity but also give her the upper hand, showing that she has control over your state of mind. Instead, pause, step back. Give yourself the space to process the situation with a level head. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing how you feel, but about responding with intention rather than impulse. A man who remains composed, regardless of the circumstances, commands respect. Women are instinctively drawn to men who possess inner strength and emotional stability because it signals confidence, maturity, and leadership. The moment she realizes she can easily manipulate your emotions, she will continue to test your boundaries. But when you stand firm, calm, unshaken, and in control, she will see you as a man who respects himself. And when you respect yourself, others will follow suit. Drop a comment below. I refuse to be controlled. Number 2. Establish boundaries that command respect. A woman will only treat you in the way that you permit. If she disrespects you, violates your trust, or oversteps your boundaries and you let it slide, she will assume there are no consequences. Over time, this creates a dynamic where she dictates the terms of the relationship, while you silently accept behavior that diminishes your value. But understand this: a man who lacks boundaries is a man who invites mistreatment. Establishing clear, firm boundaries isn't just about managing how others treat you, it's about setting the standard for what you accept in all areas of your life. Boundaries aren't ultimatums, they are reflections of your self-worth. They define your expectations and communicate that you will not tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistency. A woman, or anyone for that matter, will always test the limits of what they can get away with. If you allow bad behavior to continue without addressing it, you send a message that you are willing to accept less than you deserve. Why boundaries matter in relationships? Think of boundaries as a protective shield, not to keep love out, but to filter out toxicity. When a woman constantly cancels plans at the last minute, disregards your feelings, or engages in manipulative mind games, how you respond sets the tone for the entire relationship. If you choose to overlook these red flags in fear of losing her, you will only encourage more of the same behavior. However, when you enforce boundaries with confidence, you establish yourself as a man of value, someone who respects himself enough to walk away from situations that undermine his dignity. The key is assertiveness, not aggression. There's a difference between setting boundaries with calm confidence and overreacting emotionally. A man with strong boundaries doesn't need to yell, threaten, or beg for respect. His actions speak louder than words. When you calmly enforce your standards, people naturally learn that you are not someone who tolerates mistreatment. Examples of healthy boundaries in action. If she ghosts you for days and then returns acting as if nothing happened, don't immediately welcome her back. Instead, make it clear that disappearing without communication is unacceptable and that you do not engage with inconsistent people. If she values you, she will correct her behavior. If she doesn't, she was never serious about you in the first place. If she flirts with other men in your presence to provoke a reaction, don't argue or play into her game. Instead, remain calm, excuse yourself from the situation, and walk away. When she realizes her actions don't affect you, she will either stop or reveal her true nature. Either way, you win. If she disrespects you in public, whether by making sarcastic remarks, belittling you, or disregarding your opinions, don't engage in an argument. Instead, calmly but firmly let her know that you will not entertain such behavior. And if it continues, be prepared to remove yourself from the situation entirely. What happens when you set boundaries? At first, she might resist. She may test you further, trying to see if you're serious. She might even accuse you of being too sensitive or controlling. But don't be fooled. This is just an attempt to guilt you into backing down. Stand firm. Women, whether they admit it or not, respect men who respect themselves. And if she doesn't respect your boundaries, she doesn't respect you. Boundaries aren't just rules for others, they are statements of your self-respect. When you enforce them without fear, you demonstrate confidence, self-worth, and emotional maturity. And the moment you start valuing yourself at the highest level, the right people will either step up to meet your standards or remove themselves from your life. Either way, you win. Drop a comment below. I refuse to tolerate disrespect. Number 3. Stop seeking her approval. Reclaim your power. One of the biggest ways men unknowingly weaken themselves is by constantly seeking validation from the very woman who hurt them. They desperately want her to recognize their worth, hoping that if they prove themselves enough, she will finally appreciate them. But this mindset only places her in a position of power while diminishing yours. The more you seek her approval, the more dependent you become on her perception of you, and nothing is more unattractive to a woman than a man who lacks self-assurance. When you base your value on how she responds to you, you give her the ability to control your emotions. If she ignores your messages, you start over-analyzing what you did wrong. If she belittles you, you try harder to prove your worth. If she withdraws, you chase after her, hoping for a sign of approval. This behavior doesn't make her respect you, it does the exact opposite. She sees you as a man who is willing to bend over backward for her attention, and that makes her lose interest even faster. Why seeking validation? Destroys your confidence. Women are naturally drawn to men who are self-assured, men who don't need constant reassurance to feel worthy. When you rely on her validation to feel good about yourself, you send the message that your sense of value depends on her approval. This not only weakens your position, but also creates a cycle where you become emotionally reactive to her every action. If she praises you, you feel on top of the world. If she ignores you, you spiral into self-doubt. A man who lacks internal validation is a man who is easily controlled. But what happens when you stop seeking her validation? The entire dynamic shifts. Suddenly she begins to wonder why you're not reacting the way she expected. She notices that you no longer chase, no longer try to prove anything, and no longer allow her to dictate your mood. And that's when she starts questioning her position, not yours. How to break free from the need for validation. 1. Know your worth without external approval. Confidence isn't about being arrogant. It's about recognizing your own value, regardless of how someone else treats you. A high-value man understands that his worth isn't determined by whether a woman gives him attention or not. He remains the same whether she stays or leaves. 2. Stop chasing. Start attracting. If she ignores your texts, don't double text or beg for a response. If she cancels plans at the last minute, don't immediately reschedule. If she plays mind games, refuse to engage. The moment you stop reacting emotionally to her actions, you take back your power. Women respect men who don't chase after them like lost puppies. They respect men who stand firm and let things flow naturally. 3. Detach from the outcome. When you stop worrying about whether she likes you, whether she texts back, or whether she approves of you, you gain freedom. This doesn't mean you stop caring about connections altogether. It means you stop attaching your self-worth to them. Whether she stays or leaves, you remain confident because you are fulfilled within yourself. The ironic truth about validation. The moment you stop looking for a woman's validation, something interesting happens. She starts chasing yours instead. When a woman realizes that you don't seek her approval, she begins to wonder why. She starts to see you as a challenge, someone who is self-sufficient and independent, and that's exactly the kind of man who commands respect and attraction. So, instead of trying to prove your worth to her, prove it to yourself. Instead of chasing her approval, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. When you do that, you'll realize that her validation was never necessary in the first place. Drop a comment below. I will not give away my power anymore. 4. Control the dynamic by limiting your availability. When a woman has hurt you, one of the worst mistakes you can make is being overly available to her. Whether it's answering her calls instantly, responding to her messages within seconds, or rearranging your schedule to accommodate her, this kind of behavior only reinforces the idea that she can treat you however she pleases, without consequences. People value what they fear losing, and if you are always within reach, she will take your presence for granted. Instead, create distance. If she has wronged you, let her experience what life feels like without your constant attention. Many men make the mistake of thinking that by staying close, they can fix things faster or regain control, but the truth is the opposite. The more available you are after she disrespects you, the less she respects you. You need to show, not tell, that your time, energy, and presence are privileges, not guarantees. Why scarcity increases value. Think about anything that is rare. It's automatically perceived as more valuable. This applies to relationships as well. When a woman knows that you are always there, responding instantly, and making yourself accessible no matter how she treats you, she sees no urgency to appreciate you. But when she senses that your attention isn't something she can demand at will, she begins to question her actions. This isn't about playing childish games, it's about reinforcing self-respect. If she disrespected you, she should feel the weight of your absence. If she took you for granted, she should notice the shift when you are no longer as responsive or eager. This naturally creates curiosity and uncertainty in her mind, which can often lead her to reflect on her behavior. How to limit your availability without playing games. 1. Delay your responses. You don't need to respond to her messages right away. If she reaches out after ignoring or mistreating you, take your time before replying, if you choose to reply at all. This subtly signals that you are not sitting around waiting for her attention. 2. Prioritize your own life. The best way to limit your availability is to genuinely be busy. Focus on your career, hobbies, fitness, and personal growth. When your schedule is filled with meaningful activities, you naturally won't have time to cater to someone who doesn't value you. 3. Say no without guilt. If she suddenly wants to meet up or asks for a favor, don't be too eager to accommodate her. If it doesn't align with your priorities, say no. A man who can say no without fear of losing her earns far more respect than one who says yes to everything in hopes of winning her back. 4th, let her wonder. When you remove the certainty of your presence, she will begin to wonder what changed. Women are naturally drawn to mystery and challenge. When you become less available, she starts to question why you are no longer as invested. This can shift the power dynamic in your favor. Confidence. The key to reclaiming your power. The ultimate message you send by limiting your availability is confidence. You are showing her that you are a man of value, who doesn't tolerate disrespect, and if she doesn't appreciate you, you are perfectly fine without her. That kind of mindset is magnetic, not just to her, but to anyone you interact with. Remember, you're not doing this to punish her or manipulate her emotions. You're doing this to establish a standard. If someone wants access to your time and energy, they must treat you with respect. If they don't, they lose the privilege of having you in their life. Drop a comment below. I won't be hurt again. Number 5. Address the issue directly, but with strength. One of the biggest mistakes men make when they've been hurt is either avoiding the issue altogether or reacting with unchecked emotion. Some choose to suppress their feelings, hoping that ignoring the problem will make it disappear. Others lash out in anger, letting frustration take over and saying things they later regret. Neither approach leads to a healthy resolution, and both can weaken your position. Real strength lies in confronting the issue head-on, but with composure, confidence, and purpose. A man who can express his boundaries clearly without begging for understanding or reacting emotionally commands respect. The goal is not to guilt her into changing, but to assert your standards without fear of the outcome. Why direct communication commands respect? Women respect men who speak their minds without seeking approval. When you address the issue directly, you send the message that you take yourself seriously. You are not trying to manipulate her into feeling guilty, nor are you giving her endless chances to justify her actions. Instead, you are setting a clear expectation. You value honesty and respect, and if she can't meet those standards, she loses the privilege of being part of your life. Compare these two approaches. Weak response. Why did you treat me like that? I thought we had something special. I don't understand why you're acting this way. This sounds needy and puts her in control. Strong response. I didn't appreciate the way you handled that situation. I expect honesty and respect in my relationships, and if that's not something you can provide, then I don't see a future here. This asserts a boundary without begging for validation. The difference is clear. The second response doesn't demand an apology or seek approval. It simply states a standard. A woman may not always admit it, but deep down, she respects a man who knows what he wants and refuses to tolerate less. How to address the issue with strength. 1. Stay calm and collected. No matter how much she hurt you, don't let emotions control your response. Speak with a steady tone, maintain eye contact, and keep your body language relaxed. The moment you appear emotional or desperate, you lose credibility. 2. Be direct, not defensive. Express your feelings clearly, but don't turn the conversation into an argument. You're not looking for validation, you're making a statement. Something as simple as, I don't entertain dishonesty in my life. Respect is important to me, and I won't tolerate anything less. 3. Don't engage in justifications or debates. If she tries to turn the conversation into an argument or gaslight you into thinking you're overreacting, don't take the bait. Simply restate your position and move on. The more you argue, the more power you give her over your emotions. 4. Be willing to walk away. Strength isn't just about what you say, it's about whether you back it up with action. If she doesn't take accountability or continues to cross your boundaries, you need to follow through. Don't threaten to walk away, just do it. Your ability to leave situations that don't serve you is what sets you apart from men who tolerate mistreatment. Why this approach works. It shows self-respect. You're not begging for better treatment, you're demanding it through your actions. It creates uncertainty. She will start to wonder why you are not reacting emotionally or seeking her approval. It shifts power back to you. You decide whether she meets your standards, not the other way around. By addressing the issue with confidence and without desperation, you send a powerful message. You are a man who will not be disrespected, and she is either with you or without you. And that kind of strength is what truly separates high-value men from the rest. Number 6, be ready to walk away. Nothing commands more power. The greatest display of strength a man can show in any relationship is the ability to walk away when he is no longer valued or respected. Too many men stay in situations that drain them emotionally, hoping that the woman will eventually see their worth. But here's the reality. If she truly valued you, she wouldn't repeatedly test your limits, disrespect your boundaries, or take your presence for granted. When a woman knows you won't leave, she loses the fear of losing you. She may continue to push, manipulate, or mistreat you, knowing that no matter what she does, you'll still be there. But the moment she realizes that you have the courage to walk away and never look back, the power shifts. She understands that your presence is a choice, not a guarantee. Why walking away gives you the upper hand. Women are instinctively drawn to men who have options, men who are not dependent on their approval for validation. This doesn't mean you need multiple women waiting in the background, but it does mean you live with the mindset that you are the prize, and if she can't recognize that, she's free to leave. When you demonstrate that you're willing to walk away, one of two things will happen. She will realize what she's about to lose and adjust her behavior to keep you. She will let you go, confirming that she never truly valued you in the first place. Either way, you win, because you are no longer stuck in a cycle of hoping, waiting, or proving yourself to someone who doesn't appreciate you. Walking away is not a game, it's a principle. Many men misunderstand the concept of walking away. They see it as a manipulative tactic, thinking, if I leave, she'll chase me. But the real reason to walk away isn't to force her reaction, it's to prioritize your own well-being and self-respect. Walking away is not about revenge, making her miss you, or punishing her. It's about choosing peace over chaos, dignity over disrespect, and strength over desperation. How to walk away with strength and confidence. 1. Make your decision clear. If a woman continuously disrespects you, manipulates you, or plays emotional games, say what needs to be said, then leave. Don't threaten to leave just to see how she reacts. Actually do it. Example: I refuse to be in a situation where I am not respected. I'm done. I have too much value to tolerate this kind of behavior. 2. Go no contact. If you decide to walk away, commit to it. Don't check her social media, don't respond to her texts, and don't let curiosity pull you back. The power of walking away lies in the finality of your decision. If you return the moment she reaches out, you show that you were never serious. 3. Focus on self-improvement. The best way to reinforce your decision is to focus on yourself. Hit the gym, advance in your career, build new skills, and expand your social circle. The more you grow, the less tempted you'll be to settle for a relationship that wasn't serving you. 4. Embrace the outcome. No regrets. When you walk away, you must do so with certainty. Even if she apologizes later or tries to win you back, remember why you left in the first place. If her behavior hasn't truly changed, going back only puts you in the same cycle of disrespect. The power of self-respect. At the core of walking away is one simple truth. A man who values himself will never beg for someone to treat him right. The moment you truly internalize this, you become a man who naturally commands respect, not just from women, but from everyone around you. Women respect men who set standards and stick to them. The moment you show that you are willing to remove yourself from toxic situations, you send a powerful message. I don't need you. I choose to be with people who respect me. And that kind of confidence is impossible to ignore. Drop a comment below. I choose self-respect over everything. Number 7. Shift your focus. Build yourself, not her opinion of you. The most powerful transformation you can make after being hurt by a woman isn't about getting her back, it's about getting yourself back. Too many men fall into the trap of obsessing over why she did what she did, analyzing every detail, or hoping she'll one day regret losing them. But the truth is, focusing on her is a distraction from your true power. The moment you shift your energy away from her and redirect it into building yourself, mentally, physically, financially, and emotionally, you begin to unlock a level of confidence and strength that no one can take from you. A man who is constantly evolving is a man who can never be broken by the actions of another person. Why self-improvement is the ultimate power move. When you invest in yourself, you not only heal from past pain, but you also become a man of high value. This naturally makes you more attractive, not just to her, but to every woman you meet. More importantly, it puts you in a position where no one's approval, validation, or presence determines your self-worth. Instead of chasing closure, revenge, or attention, focus on building your body. Hit the gym, eat right, and develop a physique that reflects discipline and self-respect. Strength isn't just physical, it's psychological. Building your mind, read, learn, and improve your emotional intelligence. A sharp mind commands more respect than any amount of words ever could. Building your wealth. Your financial independence gives you freedom. The less you rely on others, the more control you have over your life. Building your circle. Surround yourself with winners. Being around ambitious, driven people will push you to level up in ways you never imagined. When your focus is on becoming the best version of yourself, you no longer react to disrespect. You rise above it. You stop proving your worth to others because you already know it. Mastering yourself. The ultimate revenge. Revenge isn't about making her regret hurting you. True revenge is becoming so powerful, so focused, and so successful that she becomes irrelevant to your world. Think about it. If she hurt you and expected you to break, what better response is there than thriving? The moment she sees that you didn't crumble, that her actions had zero effect on your growth, you win. But here's the secret. By the time you reach that level, you won't even care if she notices. You'll be too focused on your purpose, your goals, and your own success to worry about what she thinks. The power is in your hands. Handling a woman who hurts you isn't about revenge. It's about mastering yourself. When you control your emotions, set unshakable boundaries, and refuse to tolerate anything less than respect, you reclaim the power. The key takeaway? Never let anyone have so much control over you that they dictate your happiness. The moment you reclaim your confidence and self-worth, you become untouchable. So from this day forward, shift your mindset. Focus on building yourself, not repairing her opinion of you. Because when you prioritize your own progress, no one, not her, not anyone, has the power to hurt you in a way that stops your growth. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay strong, stay focused, and always remember, you are the prize.